Growing up, I was always a creative individual. I was always creating. I was writing stories. I was composing music. I was writing lyrics for reals. I even won a competition when I was 12 years old. My English teacher, Miss Whitaker, one of my best teachers that I ever had in my life, like inspiring and education-wise, she entered my writing assignment into a competition. And next thing I know, she tells me I won and I'm published. Then later on that year, I composed for a young composers contest and I won. I think I was only 13 at the time. I brought my best friend Lauren Jennings with me, and we heard my piece be played by the Philharmonic Orchestra, and it's actually in the movie Babar. So that was like the prize. And I was an award-winning actress. I did real acting competitions. I was in many musicals. I was recruited as a high school student to go do college theater, which is really neat. And I loved it so much. I was a wedding singer. I kid you not. Weddings, bar mitzvahs, religious parties, whatever. My dad's band is called Milk and Honey, or I should say it was called Milk and Honey. And I sang from the time I was 13 until I was like, when I say in college, like 19. I've always been a performer. I've always loved to create. And somehow, okay, I totally went left. Instead of straight down that path, I went left. Now, I understand why I went left now. It took years of processing, healing, learning about myself, therapy, meditation, exercise, just like really just trying to understand myself. Who am I? In fact, I'm not like paid by them or anything, but I bought this book, Project 369, The Key to the Universe, Evolved Consciousness. And it's a great book because it asks you to do things, like to answer questions that maybe you like didn't think about. What are your intentions? What are you grateful for? Who are you really? I mean, these are great questions. To be quite honest, it took a while for me to answer some of those questions because I never really did a good job learning how to listen to my own intuition. I was very much a people pleaser, and I am not fully recovered from that situation, but I am working on it. I'm working on being less of a people pleaser and more of a Jamie pleaser. I know that sounds a little naughty, so I didn't mean it that way. Anyway, I started what I have always wanted to do since I was 12 years old. I kid you, I wanted to write books. In fact, I myself am a voracious reader, and I worked in the library, actually, surrounded by one of my favoriteest things, books. And now I can actually like go back to that passion of writing and creating worlds. I remembered who I am. It took a while, but I remembered who I am. Maybe through my journey, I can help you remember better who you are. You can help me remember better who I am because, you know, this is quite a journey of self-realization. Things don't happen overnight. Just because you are stuck at the moment, maybe doing something that's not really in alignment with who you are, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It means it's time you realized it's the end of that chapter and it's the beginning of a new one. And my new chapter is called Stories by Jamie.